Good morning, guys. Hey, this is Cody with Secure Agent Mentor. We've got a few on the call already. I thank you very much for joining and for listening. I know we'll have others that'll be wanting to listen to this later on YouTube. So we just hit the recording button. Everything is started. I want to kind of tell you what the purpose of this is, and the reason we have. And I did this training call for the first half of this year, and I enjoyed it, and I wanted to get back into doing it. And kind of the purpose is, I want it to be for any agents, whether you're an agent of mine or not, or whether you plan to be, or whether you never plan to be. I still want it to be in a pretty open, informal way to just bring some creative ideas and some of the brief knowledge that I have about this business to anyone that wants to hear or that has aspirations of succeeding in this business. So, again, whether you're an agent of mine or not, we're gonna make this public. It'll be known for that on YouTube, and so we'll get a lot. We'll start to get some people that maybe get some emails from me or whatnot. So again, I just wanted to be able to do a public conference call for any agents to join anywhere across the nation. And I believe we did it for 23 weeks earlier in the year, and we haven't done it for a while. So I guess this will be technically number 24. So. And again, the purpose of this is it's Monday, so we're all getting our week started, and I want you to obviously get off to a good start, make some money. I love this business, I have a passion for this business, and if I can help agents and make a little money in the meantime, I'm gonna be a very happy guy. This is something that I plan to do for the rest of my life. Again, something I'm super passionate about, and and I hope that shows. So the purpose of this, again, is just to encourage you at the start of every week, to give you some motivation, some excitement, and to bring you some creative ideas maybe that you haven't heard of or that you have thought of, but maybe a different spin on that idea, and to try to teach agents just various aspects of this business that I know and love. And so this one will be a little more generic, a little more open. If you have questions, please unmute your phones. I'm not hearing any background noise, so that's good. So we're good there. If you do have questions, though, please unmute your phones and please ask. Again, I just want this one to be pretty open, pretty basic, and we've got a lot of new agents that have been actually jumping on our YouTube channel over the last few months. Ever since I did that appointment program video on YouTube, we've had about a dozen or more reach out since then, and that was on. That was last Wednesday. I'm going to try to start doing some type of live streaming video where you can see me talking about this business every Wednesday afternoon. The good thing is if you're out in the field and you can't join or see it immediately, it will be available on YouTube. So the nice thing is we can store everything and you can watch it whenever you'd like. The reason that made me jump over to the recruiting and training and supporting side of the business, I still do some personal selling. I'll probably still write 100 applications this year from not really even trying, just from having a good-sized client block of business and getting referrals and just having people walk in or hearing me on the radio or whatever. So. But my main focus is helping agents succeed. I heard a statistic a long time ago, and I believe it's still pretty accurate. I may be a few percentage points off, but unfortunately about 92% of all insurance agents fail within their first 3 years. Now, I don't want to say that to discourage any new agents or anyone that's considering getting this business, because trust me, if you can be one of the 8, 10, 12%, it's an extremely lucrative business. There's a lot of money in this business. It's a rewarding career. It makes you feel good for what you're doing and helping people. But the reason I mention that is the only reason that agents become one of that 92% or 90% or whatever it is because most agents aren't creative enough and they don't work hard enough to get in front of enough people, which in turn they don't make enough sales, which means they don't make enough money to actually succeed. And so I feel like the most important part of this business is getting in front of people. The reason agents fail is they do not ask enough people to buy. So in future weeks, we're going to move into, what to say when you're door knocking, what type of scripts to use, how to overcome objections. So we've done all those different videos in the past, but I want to give some different spins on them as things change and as I also learn things. But we'll even get into specific carriers we like, different products, pricing, why it's important to be an independent agent and shop, and also how to warm up, how to fact find, how to present, how to close, which I think is one of the most important parts of this business. You got to get in front of people, and then you got to learn to close them on the very first call. I don't know, a majority of people that listen to this will be new, but there'll also be some, like Jeff and Glenn here, they're on the call right now that have some experience, have been in this business for either a short amount of time or a long time, and know this business, but they always have questions on, and even myself, and even all of our agents, whether they've been in the business 15 years or 30 years, is how do I adapt with the changing times to get in front of enough people to succeed? And that's where I feel like having a prospecting system is one of the most important parts of this business. And again, stop me if you have questions or if you have a thought or idea or something you want to share, because if we don't have a prospecting system, then to get in front of so many people, then we will not be consistent, which means it will be tough for us to actually succeed in this business. So that's why I feel like having some type of prospecting system in place, something you consistently do week in and week out, that results in so much, that brings so many results, brings so much money, average production, something that you know the math of, to where, hey, if I do this, that's where agents really learn to succeed in this business, is they learn the math. They start to realize, okay, if I do this, I will get this, and this. And on average, if I do these things, here's what's going to happen every single week. And so that's kind of the two things I learned in this business early on is, or I guess the three things is, I had to get in front of a lot of people. I had to have a system in place for getting in front of those people so that it didn't vary from week to week, so that it was actually consistent and something I could rely on. And I had to learn to close on the very first appointment. On this appointment program video that I just shared on last Wednesday, I went over why it's important to learn to close on the very first appointment and why it's important to adopt the no callback rule or the no callback policy. Because what happens is most people don't want to make a decision, or they don't plan to make a decision. And so then they just say, they grudgingly say, let me think about it, let me talk it over, let's review our budget, let the wife and I meet, we need to make sure this is right for us, whatever the case is. If I think about it over my career, I would say about 99% of those people that said, I want to think about it, I may do it, I may call you back, we got to make sure it fits our budget, we don't know if we can afford it, I need to talk to my wife, whatever the case is. About 99% of those people never called me back. And if you've ever listened to the audiobook, The Art of Closing the Sale by Brian Tracy, he continues to talk about how he had dozens upon dozens of people over his first several weeks or first few months. He thought, gosh, there are so many sales sitting out there waiting for me that are going to call back and buy. Well, he soon learned that let me think it over, or let me call you back, is polite customer speak for goodbye forever, we'll never meet again. So that's why I think learning to close in the very first appointment is so important, because if it's true that about 99% of people will never actually call you back, and I've learned that I get about half of those people by learning how to close and asking them to buy on the first appointment, and even adopting the no callback close or no callback rule, I'd rather my chances at a 50% close of those specific kind of people than the opportunity or possibility of a 1% down the road where they actually call me back and actually do something. I think most of you have heard the story of when I was out with a new agent out in a city here near Springfield, Missouri, and the lady said, "Hey, let me think about it. I don't know what to do. I got to check my budget." She said a lot of different things. We were saving her money. It was about a $300 a month final expense sale, so it was a big sale. She wanted to think about it, but what she didn't realize, and she realized it, she just didn't, I guess, grasp the fact that we were putting her in her, we were simplifying and bundling and saving money. We were putting her in equal products, if not better products. We were saving her money, and we were actually giving her more coverage than she originally had for less money still. So outside of her maybe not trusting us, what's the one reason why she wouldn't have bought right then? She hadn't been asked to buy. I hadn't instilled in her that I expected her to make a decision because it was something she needed, wanted, it was better for her, it saved her money, it gave her more coverage, whatever the case is. So when she said that, I looked at the other agent, I kind of smiled, and I probably winked at him, knowing me, and I looked at her and said, "Ma'am, unfortunately, we don't do callbacks. You have everything you need to make an informed decision today. You already have it, we're giving you something better. You're already paying for it, we're saving you money. You already have coverage, we're giving you more coverage." It's a win-win on all scenarios. So as long as you like us, you feel like you have a good relationship with us, let's go ahead and do this while we're here right now. Okay? And she kind of went into thought for about 20, 30, 40 seconds. She looked up and said, "Well, yeah, it's better for me. If you don't do callbacks, I might as well just take it." And she did. And we, made the several $1,000s that came with a big final expense premium like that. So it all goes back to, again, having a prospecting system that yields some consistent results and learning to close on the first call. The nice thing about this business is whether you have any sales experience, whether you have any insurance experience, whether you're even good with people, or whether you have a dime to your name, you can be taught how to drastically improve your chances of succeeding by asking enough people to buy. The rest will come. Like myself at 19 years old, I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know anything about insurance. I soon learned that I was pretty good with people. And yeah, I didn't have a dime to my name, but because I gave myself a chance to succeed by getting in front of a high volume, a high number of people every single week, I soon learned that I can do this. I can make this happen. I learned the insurance side of it. I learned the sales side of it. If 95% of agents struggle to get in front of people, and you know what? The number may be higher. It literally may be higher. If 95% of agents struggle to get in front of people, then all we have to do is master that one thing, and we will make as much money as we want. And I know I talk about this a lot, and I probably beat it at a horse. I really do. And Jeff and Glenn have probably even heard me say this, that are sitting on the call, and they're thinking, okay, well, he's went over this a lot before. Well, if it's the most important part of this business, then why not beat a dead horse and talk about it quite a bit? I mean, if it's that important. Before we move on in future weeks to talking about other things, I just wanted to kind of reiterate the different parts of. I'm sorry, I got off track there for a second. Our one of our agents walked in and was writing down a question for me. So before I proceed, does anybody have any questions so far? Has there been anything come to mind? Is there anything anyone would like to share? I want to open it up. I don't want to just ramble and talk a lot. Yes, I have an outline, and yes, I have things I want to cover, but I do want to be sure that I'm being respectful and open, that if you have comments, questions, concerns, or something you want to share, that I'm being open to the fact that you may have something you want to say. So if you do, please unmute your phones. Please say it. Please ask it. And as we proceed, we'll have more and more agents on these calls. But okay, in this business, when it comes down to prospecting for appointments, there's only 3 different ways you can do it. You either do it by yourself for yourself, which means you door knock or you cold call or you do whatever you're going to do on your own, which is sometimes you can do for a very minimal cost, but it limits the amount of it limits the amount of people you can actually see and makes it tough because you're doing it all by yourself. Or there's the second method, which is you pay someone else to prospect for your appointments, which is the most expensive way. That's where you get into hiring vendors. Well, but even when you get into buying leads or doing direct mail, which is direct mail is really popular among final expense insurance salesmen, even when you get into those other things, you're almost doing a combination or a mix. Not only are you paying someone else for people to talk to, but you're also still having to do it by yourself, for yourself. And what I mean by that is you might hire a vendor to send you internet leads or to do bulk direct mail leads for $350, $400, $450 that may get you 10 people to talk to, maybe on a good day. Well, you've still got to create the opportunity. You still got to get in front of them. You still got to go door knock them. You still got to call them. You still got to email them. You still got to mail them. Whatever you do, to actually give yourself a chance to close a piece of business. So, or the third way is outside of doing it by yourself, for yourself, or paying someone else to do it, or doing a mix of both, or you've got to be in a program that does it for you, which is kind of a new, exciting way. I don't know of another place or anyone that has actually developed a program that gives agents appointments, but I'm excited about it because if the number one thing and the most important part of this business is getting in front of people, then why don't we have a program or a way to help agents get in front of those people? So yeah, that's something we've developed over the last few months, implemented over the last several weeks. We've even got telemarketers calling right now for a few agents, and the reason why we did it is because if 95% of agents struggle to get in front of people, and if 92% of agents struggle to make it, then let's do the most important part for them. Let's take the guessing game out of the equation. Let's take the toughest part of the business and do it for them. So yeah, this program won't be for everyone. Trust me, it will not be for everyone, but it will be a solution for most agents. A majority of agents, it's the solution that they're looking for because it allows them to get in front of enough people to make it. Because I say this all the time, and it's kind of one of my favorite. I don't know. I guess I just pieced a bunch of stuff together and made it up one day. But in this business, you've got to be creative enough and work hard enough to get in front of enough people to make enough sales, which in turn will make you enough money to actually succeed. If you think about that, we've got to be creative, we've got to work hard. But the purpose of this call was to make you aware or to reiterate how important it is this week when you're going out on appointments and you're seeing people and you're trying to make sales. Be thinking about how can I get in front of 10 people and ask 10 people to buy and close them on the very first call? And how can I adopt the rule? How can I have enough courage to adopt the rule? I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't do callbacks. You have everything you need to make an informed decision today. You need it, you want it, you can afford it. Why don't you just take it? Those are the things I want to reiterate. We're going to dive into a lot more specifics down the road, and every training call will be better. But in the beginning, I want you to think this week, how can I get in front of and ask 10 people to buy? And how can I improve my chances by closing them on the very first call? So, unless anyone else has any, and this has been pretty short. It's been about 20 minutes. I never want to take up a ton of time. I just want to get to the point, explain what I have to provide, and then move on so that you can focus on getting in front of those 10 people, having a system to get in front of those 10 people, and then closing those 10 people when you do get in front of them. So unless anyone has any questions, concerns, anything they want to say, praises, story they want to share, anything they want to adopt or share or give out, then we'll go ahead and wrap it up, and we will go ahead and start our week. And for anyone that's on the phone or for anyone that listens later today, I wish you an incredible week. Whether you're one of my agents or not, still reach out. I'll still give you a little free advice. Again, I want agents to succeed. Whether you're with me or not, I wish you all the success in the world. And this is exactly why I do this call, why I have that Secure Agent Mentor YouTube channel, is because I want you to succeed. I want to get you so jacked up, so excited, so motivated that it's tough for you to fail. That's exactly my goal. So I hope that comes across. I hope my passion comes across. I'm uber excited about the opportunities that are there for the rest of 2016 and for all of 2017. I think 2017 will want to be one of the best years for insurance that there's ever been because of the things that we're doing. So if you have a general question or a question that you or something you want to share, please unmute your phones. Please share it. Otherwise, please feel free to text me, 417-343-4397. Call me, 417-343-4397 on my cell phone, or my office phone, 417-883-9300, or email me, cody.askins@secureig.com. Again, this is Cody with Secure Agent Mentor. Hope you have an incredible, incredible week. Thank you to everyone that has joined. We will see you next Monday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for our weekly training conference call. Thank you, guys.